Still on these steps. Now this past weekend I put in 1, 2, 3 steps in 3 days, just mixing bags of Quikrete and a wheelbarrow, and I was the mixer, the labor, finisher, and wow, that was a workout. Well, anyway, I'm up to the last step, is number 6. Above that will be the actual porch floor, so there will be another riser above the step number 6. And well, here's where it gets a bit tricky, because well, up to now it's been essentially dummy work. Now I have to start thinking about what I'm putting in, because we're going to have a bunch of rebar reinforced concrete beams running through here, and they need to tie into something at the top here, and we do have something solid there for it to tie into, but this step cannot intrude upon that when I pour this thing. So what I got here is some really funky kind of looking. I've been staying true to my not putting any fasteners into the existing masonry. It needs enough help as it is, so I'm not injuring it anymore. Instead, what I got is this really funky looking framing here, something this similar on the other side, that kind of ties in. This is the formwork for that porch that needs to go in, and I've tied whatever pallet parts and leftover scraps of plywood, and only using garbage, of course, and that's where you're going to sit in a minute. Same thing over there. What I have here is a couple of props that I threw in. Now, until the day I pour, this is how it's going to sit. But on the day I pour, I'm going to have to get busy in the morning and put some form work in. And so, for safety's sake, it's not going in until that day. So, is this our shot? Golly, I hope I set this up. All right. Did I? I gotta look again. Okay. So, of course, on the face of it, I'm gonna do reusing the same formwork that I've used before, and it's just kind of barely fits in here. Like that. No, that's how it goes. And I've made a point of making sure it fits very nicely to the step below it. And then what we have is, as I was talking about with the reinforced concrete porch thing here, I need some kind of form on the backside. Now that's where I'm kind of varying from what I've done up to now, because up to now there's been nothing like that. Have I got this thing right? Yeah, here it is. So today we got this back form board. This kind of, boy, this stuff just barely fits. And what I've got here is these little prop boards here tied into the formwork for that. So this kind of goes in here like this. This one up here like this. And just for testing purposes, that's about as much as I'm doing with. How's this go? Am I, yeah, I got this form completely backwards. Oh my goodness. Well, that's why I'm not pouring just now yet. Come on, pouring. This thing goes in like this. Let's try again. Okay, so once this thing is in, Then I can take and I've got these funky little prop sticks here. But, well, I can just kind of shove this thing in here like so. And it stays put. Before I pour, I will fix this from the back side with some kind of toenails and stuff like that, so that this formwork won't move. I will not need to depend upon funky little prop sticks. No. And, well, this form may flex on the backside some, but I don't give a shit. Nobody's ever going to see that. It's still within. I checked all my dimensions, and I'm happy with how that's going to be enough room for everything that needs to go in there. And what was oh yeah, and what I've done here is with the level. Now this back form here, it is actually just the tiniest bit low. Something I still want to do is add a keyway in here, just as I've done on every step below. So the keyway thing, I'm staying true to that. Every step's had it, and this one's going to also. And well, as I was saying, at this point, this is actually a bit low back here. So when I set the keyway on the day of the pour, everything, as you saw, I just threw it in a couple of minutes, and I'm going to throw it out or pull it out in less than a minute. And on the day of the pour, I'm going to set that keyway so it is at just the right height. So finishing is going to be about as easy as possible, much easier than on all lower steps. And at this point, I can actually calculate exactly how much concrete I need. Every step below, I was just guessing that this one. All right. I think that's enough said, huh?